Welcome to Yankee Chronicle. I'm Abby Peel. Our show this week is again presented by the Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, where they provide healthcare and hospice services for individuals and families in homes and community settings, fostering continuity of care and enabling people to stay in their homes as long as possible. Coming up this week, our Yankee Chronicle will feature their Chief Clinical Officer, Barden, who will give us some of her background on their efforts. Tom Holt from Mascoma Bank will join Laura on the Bog Trail to talk about the importance of their bank on these kinds of projects. Jay Brazoban, the new owner of the Newbury Deli, will give us a look at his vision for this important foodie favorite. And we'll close with a visit to Bradford Center and its historic structures. But first, a few words from the good businesses that make it possible for us to continue as YCN, your local view. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you from the Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice right here on Newport Road in New London. We check in with them every month as November is National Hospice Month. And I'm now joined by Barden, who is the Chief Clinical Officer here at the VNA. Hello, Caitlin.
Hi.
Thank you for joining me and talking about, you oversee all the clinicals here, but talk about mostly for hospice care. Talk about the program here, because I think it is something that people don't really understand the value that the VNA brings for hospice care.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. As you mentioned, I do oversee, we have home care, hospice, and private duty services here. Hospice has a near and dear place in my heart. I was a hospice nurse in the field years ago, and coming back to it feels like, you know, the place to be. It's just such a gift we can give to patients. I think not everybody understands hospice care, and working with the team, we have a lot of team members from nursing to our medical provider, spiritual care, social work, and we really are able to help give people quality and peace and comfort in the care that we provide, and our staff really view it as a gift to be able to provide that care and be a part of people's families.
Sure.
For whatever time that might be, especially during Hospice Month in November, we like to get the word out that you don't have to wait for hospice care. And we also do palliative care here, and sometimes, you know, is it palliative, is it hospice, and we just say, call us, you know, reach out, talk to us. We can provide that expert guidance on where people are and what we have to offer, and our goal is always to try to be able to offer something.
Sure.
Whether it's a conversation, and start to build that relationship with people.
Well, I think there are definitely people watching that think, okay, there's going to be an instance where today is the day you have to call for hospice care, but there's a lot of things that you can do, conversations with a partner, family member, and research, like you're saying, call the VNA and get the sense of what do you want your hospice care to look like, and that's stuff that you can walk them through.
Absolutely, absolutely, and we hear that sometimes from people is when is that time, or they know somebody where maybe their time on hospice was short and they, you know, maybe feel nervous or scared about that, and we want to be able to provide that support, whether it's reaching out, maybe having a conversation with people's children or loved ones, and providing those answers for people about what hospice care looks like, and what we're able to do. Again, our goal is during that time for comfort and quality, and what does living life mean for that person, rather than maybe sometimes people view it as or sadder time or negative time is, you know, what can that time be for people?
Well, and it's such an emotional time for not only the patient but the family as well, and some of those decisions are just so hard to make, so you can really guide them in order to do that, but also you become part of their family for a period of time too as the nurse, and that must be quite powerful on your end.
Yes, absolutely, and I think our staff talk a lot about that. There's a lot of storytelling from the families and from our staff, and being able to be a part of that, and really again celebrating that life and and those joys and stories of the life that was lived.
Definitely.
And be able to provide, that comfort. And our, either our social worker or sometimes our medical providers are able to go out and have those conversations, really answer those questions that people have, and provide that comfort in knowing what's happening and what's going on.
Right.
And so I think that can be powerful for people to be able to get those answers.
I love that. And another thing we've talked about in years past, but I always think is important to mention, is the hospice care doesn't end when the patient passes away. You offer a lot of support for the family after, and that must be just crucial to the work that you do.
Yeah, so we offer for every family 13 months of bereavement services afterwards. And so either our spiritual care or social work, whoever's made that really connection with the family is able to reach out, provide either a visit in person or phone support, and that can be really great to have that additional support and know that that connection with the VNA doesn't end.
Absolutely. I would think as a family, you're obviously going through so much, and then all of a sudden it must feel like, well, you've been part of the family for so long, and you up and leave, and you're really saying that there's so much more that you can do for a period of time after to really help the family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Caitlin, it's always so fascinating to talk to this department here at the VNA, because I think that it's something that's so scary to people, but it really should be something that you give some thought, do a little research, and have those conversations, because you have such an amazing team.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And just reaching out and initiating those conversations is really what message we want to get out.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, Caitlin Barden, the Chief Clinical Officer here at the VNA, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks, Abby.
When we come back, Laura James will be back on the Philbrook-Crescenti Bog with Tom Hoyt at Mascoma Bank. We'll be back after these messages from one of the businesses that underwrites your Yankee Chronicle on YCN, Your Local View.
This program is supported by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire since 1997, with roots going back much further as the Country Press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper. Echo Communications.
Welcome back to Your Yankee Chronicle. I'm Abby Peel, your host. Last week, our Laura James met Bob Brown out on the Philbrook-Crescenti Bog looking at some recent improvements. This week, she's joined by Tom Hoyt at Mascoma Bank for his thoughts on why Mascoma Bank helps support projects just like this.
Thanks, Abby. I had the chance to speak with Tom Hoyt. He's the Director of Special Projects at Mascoma Bank. Hi, Tom.
Hello, hello. Oftentimes you and I have talked in a professional business setting. Yeah. This is a little bit different, but oh my gosh, it doesn't get any better than this.
We're having a tough time doing this because we both keep just staring out at the beautiful scenery.
Exactly. And I must say, as a born and raised New Hampshire kid, I'm about as Granite State as you can be. Whether it's Mount Washington or Rye or Mount Monadnock or whatever, I had never seen the Philbrook-Crescenti Bog until today. This is just, it's rare. I'm speechless. This is incredible.
That is rare.
This is really incredible. It's very impressive.
I have to tell you, so as you know, we raised our children in the area, and we used to hike this all the time, and it is remarkable. We're floating, Tom.
Right.
Isn't it amazing?
It is, and it's one thing with what they've installed here with the aluminum stuff and the wooden stuff that it just opens it up to so many more people who, if it was just this boggy walk through the woods, might be a little, I'm not sure. I can absolutely envision the grandfather and the little kid looking out in the marsh, finding the amphibian. I can picture that. It's New Hampshire.
It is absolutely New Hampshire. And I have to tell you, something that's really special about Mascoma is you support efforts like this. Is that right?
Exactly. It's one of those, I'm very blessed. I've been at Mascoma Bank three decades now. And as part of the sponsorship committee, when we identify these kind of projects, it's just nice to know, this is something that we can donate money to that isn't just a one-time performance or a one-time event, which are great as well, but this is something that is just going to go on. It goes on through all 4 seasons. It goes on night and day, all of those type of things, and just the generations, the number of people who can take advantage of it. all of the things we donate to are great. There are some times, and especially when we come out and see something like this, you go, ooh, this is special.
This is why we're doing it, exactly. And truly, Tom is an old dear friend, full disclosure, and I don't see you get this excited about things often.
I think as I've gotten a little bit older in years, maybe that cranky old guy, I think some of my work colleagues might say that. No, this again is just one of those special things because in other parts of the world, other parts of the country, you're not going to be able to see this. And the ability to enjoy it, as Bob was talking about, the ability to enjoy it through all 4 seasons and how different this will be in February as opposed to, here with foliage and on a warm, almost summer-like day.
Absolutely. So we're walking in a service, as Bob Brown from the Conservation Commission explained, and you were asking about the anchoring. Isn't it amazing?
Oh, it is, because you think, oh my God, how far down do they have to go to get this to be secure? But it's not that way, and yet a little further down on the project, there's a place where there's a 12-foot pole down in the muck because it is that deep. So no, it's just, there's so many great things that could happen here. Again, I can see that, the younger brother and the older brother of, oh, if you don't behave, I'm going to put you in the hole, kind of.
Yep. He read my mind. And that's, as parents, the first thing we do is take him to that big pole and show it and say, do not go off this trail.
Exactly. No, it's a great space, and we talk so much about, how screen time and kids are, addicted to television and all that sort of stuff. This is an opportunity literally right in the backyard of the Greater New London area to be right out in the middle of nature. Sometimes I think, climbing a mountain might be one thing, or, it's a pathway, it's a walkway, and yet it puts you right into the middle of nature and the things that can come from that. No, it's really special.
It is special. Yeah. Now, speaking of which, Mascoma is called a B Corp, and that really relates to your mission. Can you explain that to me?
Yeah, sure. It is. It's one of those, on our website and all of our documentation, there's a lot of logos, there are a lot of symbols, and from a regulatory standpoint, the 30-second version, if you will, Mascoma Bank is a mutual bank. Mascoma Bank has no owners, if you will. There's no outside stockholders or such. It's owned, if you will, by the depositors of the bank, sort of on an indirect basis. So by that, anytime the bank has philanthropic needs, the bank budgets for 10% of our profits to go to philanthropic organizations. By doing that, we then can directly put the money back into the communities that have made us successful. It seems like a pretty, smart back and forth from that. And it started in 2017, becoming a certified B Corp. And a B Corp, people, you can look Wikipedia, Google, or whatever. It's an organization that rates businesses. And essentially, B Corp is saying, you know what? A business can be a force for positive change. It can be a force for good. I think, so much of you think of the 80s and the various things, business, it was sort of big business, and it was bad, and it was how much money can I make and how much, good can I do? And then somewhere along the line, we realized, you know what? We can be a business. We can be successful. We can also be nice. Right. And I don't just say that as Mascoma Bank. There are thousands of B Corps. So again, 2017, we were certified, and kudos to the B Corp Corporation. Every 3 years, you have to get recertified, and it's not easy. It's not as if we can just say, "Oh yeah, we're doing great things." No, we have to document. I know, so many of our locations are solar powered. We have to keep track of the carbon footprint. We have to keep track of the commuting miles for our employees. We have to keep track of our trash. All these sort of things that are really showing, no, we're trying to be a nice neighbor. And I must say, it's a mission statement and that sort of thing. But I have been in too many meetings over the years where the decision is, you know what? We are going to or not going to do that particular project because of those B Corp values. Like, yes, you know what? This might be great, and it might be profitable, and it might be good for some, but it's going to be bad for these people, and we don't do it. And again, that sounds good.
Right.
I've seen that in action.
Well, I have gone to, I can't tell you, countless fairs. I mean, I have seen Mascoma employees volunteering their time with children, with horses, doing face painting, flipping hot dogs. I mean, you being guides on trail hikes. Your employees really, they walk the talk. Is that the expression?
Exactly. And it's one of those where, it's built into our culture. So, I mean, just here in New London, from a strict oh, here's an organization we write a check to. It's Colby Sawyer College, it's New London Hospital, it's the Chapin Senior Center, it's the Mount Kearsarge Museum. It's the Barn Playhouse. It's just numerous ones. But then, to your point, the bank also has not only a very strong volunteer time off program, but one that is, we're constantly reminded of, you have not used your volunteer time off. It is encouraged.
That's amazing.
Right. It's encouraged for the employees of the bank to take time off, paid time off, and go do something in the community. And I just know the number of the staff at our New London branch of Mascoma Bank are there on a regular basis at the Kearsarge Regional Elementary School.
Yes.
Helping, volunteering, which it's Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, I got to be at my desk.
Right.
That wouldn't happen. But no, it's something that the bank very much encourages, and we're constantly reminded about how much we're asked to do that.
Well, and it's visible, and it has seen. So we're grateful to Mascoma for being a participating sponsor of this event. And do you notice I keep gripping this?
That's okay.
So we're old friends, and I'm thinking, Tom, no pushing. Tom, no pushing.
That's okay. I did notice that you put me on the side without but there's some floral and fauna. I may be
exactly.
I may be okay. But
you have to bring your wife Kim back. This is an amazing spot to hike in the fall, and the winter, spring, and certainly the summer too.
Right.
So Tom Hoyt, Director of Special Projects for Mascoma Bank, we're so glad you joined us today.
Happy to be here. And I must say, for anyone, I'm a big Google Maps, location guy. Philbrook Crescenti Bog. Just get to the Crescentis. I know it's called Hannaford, but again, for this, other people like, oh, where is it? If you can get near Crescenti/Hannaford, you're pretty close, and you'll find this real special spot. This is great.
Okay, so get on your sneakers, Abby. For Thanksgiving, we're coming out to Philbrook Crescenti Bog and checking out this beautiful walkway. We haven't been here in a while, and wait till you see the changes. A great day for a fun interview. Back to you, Abby.
Thank goodness for our community-minded businesses that help make these projects possible. When we come back, Laura James will be at the Newbury Deli to meet its new owner and hear about what stays the same and what changes are coming up. So keep it tuned to YCN, your local view, after this message from another supporter of your Yankee Chronicle.
This program is supported by Main Street Bookends of Warner. For books, toys, games, cards, gifts, and a gallery of local art. Main Street Bookends of Warner.
Welcome back to your Yankee Chronicle. This week we are presented by the Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, the leading provider of home health care services in our area. Also in our region is a special place to serve your Epicurean needs, where they are still committed to the tradition of catering for family and corporate gatherings, and yes, they still have their 5-foot sub available. Laura James introduced us to the new owner of the Newbury Deli.
Thank you so much, Abby. Again, I have a plum assignment, the best one ever. I'm at the new Newbury Deli here in Newbury, New Hampshire, and I'm speaking with the new owner, Jay Brazoban. Hi, Jay.
Hi.
So, Jay, you are the new owner. That's so exciting. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I feel great. It's honestly, it's been a blessing. This community is amazing, and they welcome me with open arms.
What made you decide to buy the business?
I would have to say my family. For the past 5 years, living in the community, I used to drive 3 hours a day, and now that I have a growing family, it was just too much driving. And one day I just got online looking for businesses for sale, and I saw Fat Belly was on for sale, and I took the chance.
And you've really stepped into a piece of our local history.
I sure did.
So, when I walked in, Jay, I saw a different, lighter, environment. It just looks that the whole feel feels different to me.
Yeah, so we actually went with a Simply White from Benjamin Moore. We wanted to line up the place. Our goal was to, once again, become more inviting and welcoming for our customers.
And, it's funny because having those pictures up will keep people here, and I love looking at history.
I love history as well, so I felt like my wife and we felt like this was the right thing for us to do for the community.
Yeah, and it really gives you another way to connect.
I think the way I am, I love people, and I love being in service, and this is what this business is about.
So you worked with Whole Foods. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I started with Whole Foods Market 16 years ago in New York City, and since then I worked in 10 stores in five states.
So Whole Foods has a commitment to really servicing their community with quality products. That's why it sounds like that's why you bring it here.
It's exactly why. I'm definitely going to have to credit Whole Foods Market for giving me the experience and for teaching me what matters most. And what matters most above quality and the food we eat is our customers. And this is why I work extremely hard to make sure that I'm giving you guys the best experience possible.
Can you tell us about what you offer here?
Yeah, so we have fresh deli sandwiches made with boar's head deli meats. And we've also added a couple sandwiches which we're pretty proud of. We've added a Cuban sandwich and also a ribeye steak and cheese.
You know, you walk in here and I think you just watch people that get lost looking at your cabinet.
I think, we have an array of sorts of items. We also have fresh Italian meals and also frozen take and bake. And you could take it home and pop it in your oven and bake it off. Yeah.
You know, I'm laughing, Jay, because when I came in, he knows my secret. I take your meals and I put them in my own, cookware.
They're amazing, aren't they?
Oh, my goodness. They're just wonderful. And, I want to get into why you decided to, purchase the business. But I have to ask some more specifics so I can cater my next party here.
Yes, you can. You can cater if you give us 48 hours. In some cases, 24 hours. We can make it happen. And the last 3 weeks, we've had catering orders every weekend. They
can go to your website and find out more information, and also read those reviews, right?
We've had some nice folks kind enough to give us some reviews, and they were spot on some of the things they said.
Oh, that's wonderful. So a lot of the offerings, like you said, you have Italian offerings primarily. It always had been.
Correct. Some of the things we've done with the meals is that we've actually got rid of margarine. We use butter. We use olive oil instead of soybean oil, and we also use King Arthur flour for our breaded products.
Oh, that's wonderful. So it's certainly a local business that is, as we know, nation and worldwide, but it sounds like you're cooking very clean.
Yes, absolutely. I think for us, my motto is if I won't feed it to my kids, I won't feed it to you.
And you can really taste that in what you prepare.
I mean, you can't substitute high quality ingredients. I live by that. My family lives by that. And, our goal is to bring that to the community and at a reasonable price. And I'm looking forward to, enhancing our menus.
Now, the other thing is, Jay, you have incredible desserts. Tell us about them.
So these desserts, they come from this company out of Boston. And they're, once again, high quality ingredients.
Well, I have to say that really carries on a tradition from the Marzellis. They had all their products from Boston, and I can attest to the fact that they're beautiful, and they're really just a lovely offering for company and family. So you're a member of the community, so do you feel you're really in touch with the needs of what we're looking for here?
I think so. I'm a great listener. One thing I tend to do is, once again, my customers come first. So anything that they're looking for, I try my best to bring it into the deli. I have big plans. Definitely dine in. I'm definitely going to add some tables inside the deli. But eventually, we are going to become more of a market. I think that's going to be a huge step for the community. Sandwiches and the meals are going to stay, but I think having more groceries will be huge for the community.
Well, it is Newbury. We're down by the lake and by the ski area, and that's something that really could work.
I think so. And based on the feedback I've gotten from our locals, they're really enjoying some of the things I brought in so far. To my new customers, I would say, come stop by the deli and meet me. I definitely want to meet you, and I want to hear your story.
And what about to the old customers who are have come here for a million years?
How can we be better? What is it you're looking for? Like, what is it that you want the deli to become?
Well, that makes perfect sense, Jay, I have to tell you. And you have my personal recommendation.
Oh, thank you.
Really, quality products and your commitment to the community is clear.
Thank you, Laura. I really appreciate you guys coming in today.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Thank you, and we wish you all the best. Back to you, Abby.
Jay wants you to know that they have the yellow tag items are reduced to 25% or more right now. He's reduced prices on over 50 items, including pastas, various takeout items, deli items, and drinks. Newbury Deli features local items and groceries to sustain other community businesses and has brought an award-winning wine selection that pairs well with the available takeout meals and is continually adding new selections and items. When we return, we'll head down 103 to Bradford for a visit of the center's historic buildings. But first, these words from other good businesses that support programming on YCN, Your Local View.
This program is supported by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Their full-service model offers oil delivery, propane, motor fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of oil, gas, and alternative energy systems, as well as air conditioning, water conditioning systems, and their highly trained and friendly staff will assist you throughout the process of buying, installing, and servicing a full line of energy products. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle, the who, what, where, and when show of the Lake Sunapee region. I'm your host, Abby Peel. Traditionally, community buildings are placed at the geographic center of a town, but today's standards, most would seem to be off the beaten path. Let's visit Bradford's with Lori Buchar.
We're still cooking up ideas for the fall, and we're so excited to be restarting our popular Christmas pageant on Christmas Eve. We're very grateful to be able to offer indoor events. So we really hope you come on out and get involved. And all it takes is showing up. It's great to come to Bradford Center even when we're not having an event. There are picnic tables here, and it's a really lovely historical spot to hang out with your family, have a picnic. It's the geographical center of town, and this is where it all started. And this is where the town hall used to be before it was moved down to be near the railroad. There's also a beautiful, really fascinating cemetery here. It's called the burying ground because cemetery wasn't the word used at that time. And it's also got a pound behind us where they used to put the stray livestock. So just come and steep yourself in a little bit of history, and know that our fundraising efforts this year are directed towards restoring all the original 1838 windows on the meeting house. That's a big job, and we're still fundraising like crazy for it. And we're also going to be opening up our schoolhouse so you can have a grand reopening of what we've been doing there. The two buildings, the schoolhouse and the meeting house, are now under the stewardship of a group we call the Friends of the Bradford Center Meeting House. Totally volunteer, no tax-based support, all supported by fundraising and events. That's why we hope you come out for our events. And the green itself, the property, is owned by the town. So the Historical Society has a beautiful complex of buildings downtown. But up here at the center, it's the Friends of the Bradford Center Meeting House. You should really check us out on our website, which is very simple. It's bradford.center. We're always looking for volunteers. Anybody who thinks they might want to get involved on a short-term or long-term basis, please let us know. And you can contact us through the website. You can also pay for events through the website. We are also available for rental for weddings and memorials and other events. Think what ideas you come up with and let us know your thoughts. So, hope to see you here.
Thank you, Lori, and your co-workers for your efforts to preserve this location. Tune in next week at this same time as we come to you from the Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, where they provide an unmatched quality of care to those it serves. We will be joined by Gail Matthews, a longtime Alzheimer's research advocate. We'll hear the personal story that led into this role. On YCN Live's Game of the Week, we are into tournament play. Check out the schedules on our website for the most up-to-date live game information. Games replay every Sunday and Monday at noon and 7 p.m. on TDS channels 13 and 1013, NCTV 8, Roku, Apple TV, and for those that don't have cable, on ycnnow.com. Our website has all the programming on demand. I'm Abby Peel. Join us again next week for a fresh edition of your Yankee Chronicle. Enjoy your weekend.